There you go, guys. One of the most badass trucks that we have ever built here at All for Adventure. Introducing the F250 RAMEATER. When you're building a concept truck like this, you've got to start with the base model. Now, the base model is an F250. I chose the 6.7 litre turbo diesel because it had the biggest cubes, the biggest horsepower, and the biggest newton meters of torque of anything in its class. An F250 base model, it comes with a well body. You don't need to convert it from a wagon to a dual cab. It's already a ute. Grab that ute. You get rid of that the tub, and you go straight to Norweld. You talk to the guys at Norweld, and they build a canopy, and I mean, it is the biggest canopy that you've ever seen on a dual cab ute here in Australia. It is a monster. The size of that thing.
Hey mate, how are you?
Good mate, good. What's happening?
Not much, mate.
Holy
Not much.
crap.
We've got the canopy ready.
It's ginormous.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a new design going on here.
A little bit, yeah. We have changed it a bit from probably previous designs that we've had.
First thing I've noticed, mate, is just the sheer size and volume inside this canopy.
So it's another 300 mil on your 200 that we did. Yeah, it's giving you a lot more room.
I can't wait to see it on the truck. And it was painted the same colour as the truck, which is a gloss blue. It's a nice, deep sort of gloss blue. I liked the colour to start with, but then it didn't really grow on me. So I decided that I need to change it. But I also wanted to put some tough type textures on the aluminium surfaces of this canopy. And if you have a look here, what I've done is I've gone and wrapped coated a lot of this truck. You know, you got the boxes here, you got the wheel arches, and we see that I've taken it up onto the actual panels and up here on the canopy. I've used different types of textures. You know, it's a coarse texture here, it's a fine texture. All those things are not only because it looks good, but it's also can take a lot of impact from stones and dirt and basically take the beating that you're going to give a truck like this out in the bush. I wanted to build the truck so that it was functional. There's no point building a mole crawler that looks real shiny but doesn't perform out in the sticks. I'm going to be wanting to cook out of it. I'm going to be wanting to put gear in it, carry as much as I can. I'm going to be wanting to charge everything I can out of it. I'm going to want all my lighting out of it. I want tools in it. I want food in it. I want refrigeration in it. Mate, that's a lot of stuff to put in a canopy. Now the guys at McCormack's, okay, they're the ones that I sat down with, especially Bodie from McCormack's, and I sat down and that's where the design and everything comes together for a build like this.
Pretty stoked to be a part of the build. We're building something unique that no one's ever seen before, so yeah, pretty pumped to build Jason's dream, that's for sure.
I've gone with the Red Arc Manager 30 system, and they've packaged that all up with batteries and the Red Vision.
So on RAMEATER, we've got the Red Vision displays, so we've got one each side for Jace to play when whichever side he's on the truck. We're also putting a third one inside the cab, so if he wants to change any lighting or turn anything on and off, it'll be switching on like water pumps for a shower, fridges, all the components can be turned on and off through the Red Vision, so they're quite a tricky bit of gear.
I can control everything on this canopy and stuff on the truck as well. These little panels here, as you'll notice, they actually sit in the face of the drawers. See that? Found that if I could look at it and stand there, it was easier to operate, and it was just ergonomically better than up here, which is 99.9% of where people mount things. I wanted to think outside the box, and Bodie helped me with that.
Yeah, so Jason's brought RAMEATER and it was a small window that we had to work with, so we've just had to do the basic wiring and fit out just to get him on the road so we could hit unleash. So we didn't have much time to get the basics done, so we did that. Now he's brought it back. Now we've unwrapped the onion and it's time to build the proper deal, what he wanted.
check that out there. We've put the actual name of the truck in 3D with, you know, lights at the back of it that you can change colors. This array of lights on top here, as you can see, changes colors and does all sorts of things. Now to run all that, you're gonna need some big ass lithium batteries. So I've got a set of 200 amp hour lithiums, okay? Part of the Red Arc range, so you get that whole package. You see here we've got some axes on the side and they've been color coded to match the colors. And I've even got the little Rhino Rack stow it system there that holds it in place. Now, if you have a look, we go around to the other side, which is the kitchen, and I'll show you some more features. We've put the things that you want to use in that make life convenient. There's 2 twin cylinder compressors. So not one twin, but 2 twin cylinder compressors. There's a hose reel there, it's about 15 meters long, you know, with all your air gear. I've even put, look at this, I've even put a CampBoss light in here on both sides, so that if you want to, we can light up the entire campsite. Yeah, no doubt about that one. You're definitely gonna annoy the neighbors with that sucker. So, you know, little convenient features like that. The ceiling's carpeted, the walls are carpeted, there's trims in place here to really clean it up, and it's something that I haven't really done before in a build. And that's where Bodie decided that that's what we should do. And he told me about it, I went, yeah, you know, what the hell, let's do it. You'll notice that we've got awnings. There's awnings on both sides, but also sleeping accommodation. So I went with the CampBoss RT Boss tent. That is an easy to put up, easy to set up, and a very comfortable item that you can whack on top of this truck. Now, the beauty of this is it's a very low profile type tent, and because of the width in the roof and the length, I was able to actually house the whole rooftop tent on top of the canopy. Now I want to show you the front half of the truck, because there's a lot of work's being done on the front half of this thing. And the first thing you're going to notice is how high these suckers sit. They've got a huge bonnet on them. And that's to hold that 6.7 litre V8 turbocharged diesel engine. Okay, that's a big engine. Now, you wouldn't believe it, but I've also gone and put a full flare kit on this truck to give it that wider stance. And then with much sort of, you know, deliberation, I thought about changing the gloss blue finish. And with the guys at Sinorama, I came up with a design that would best suit this truck. So this is like a matte finish wrap that goes over the gloss blue. And I think it's turned out really, really good. And we used the blacks, and you'll see that we followed the blacks through on this truck. Blacked out a few bits and pieces, like the side grille here. We've got a full bonnet scoop here, which is just a dummy scoop, okay? The flares are a bolt-on style flare. You see they use that bolting system. I do like that setup. And that allows it to cover those tyres. Now the tyres are a signature series Mark Ma from Black Bear, 37 inches by 13.5 inches wide, and they still look small on this truck. The other thing you'll notice on top of that platform Rhino Rack, which is a pretty cool bit of kit, nice and low profile, backbone. I've mounted all the goodies on there, the solar panel, the max tracks and the side lights, the shovel, but also a set of lights. I've been able to put 2 slimline XTM light bars, okay, full width by the way. That is the biggest one they make there. They put out some serious light up there. Now, I've taken that whole lighting concept big, because it is a big truck. There's so much bonnet here, there's so much grille, there's so much lights, okay, in the actual front of this truck. And I'm thinking, if I build a bull bar or get a bull bar built that's sitting down here and it's just, you know, one of those sort of bumper type bars with you, for one, you can't mount many lights on them, but 2, if you're out in the sticks and you're running those doing those highway miles and you get an animal strike, mate, this stuff here, that's expensive. Okay, so I thought I'm going to need a bit of protection. So I saw this bar and I thought I got to have that bar. With a few modifications, I was able to fit it and suit it to this truck. We put the lights on here. We've got some more slim lines. You'll see the little laser that laser light in the middle there. It shoots like a little beam down the center, and all this is like, gives you that wide sort of, really wide view, you know, that just lights up the whole road in front of you and to the side. And that's what I wanted. Between that and that, mate, this thing melts bitumen. I'm not kidding you, it's nuts. So it's almost like I need a power plant out the back to run it. So when the bar was going on, I got to think about a winch. And then I thought about it for a bit, and I thought, you know what? I could probably get away with the fact that I could do a double line pull if I really got stuck. And sure enough, the concept worked. So I stuck an XTM winch in there. It's 12,000 pound. And then from a recent trip, I'll notice that it was adequate enough. And I whacked one in the back as well, just to compensate at the back, just in case I got to go winching out the back. And of course, don't forget the snorkel. This thing's got to breathe. It's a 5-inch tube snorkel, like pipe snorkel. And it goes in to the air box, which is the original air box under the bonnet. Now the thing has to breathe, there's no doubt about it. 6.7 litre turbocharged V8 diesel. It needs a lot of air. And I don't want to get caught on creek crossings, even though when you think about it, I literally can be doing about a 1.2 to 1.3 depth water, and I think I might barely, if you have a look there, I might get a bit of water on top of the tyres. It's insane to think that, but this height is nuts. And where do I get that height from? Because this isn't a standard height. The height we get out of suspension. So I talked to Outback Arm and I said, I need suspension lift. I don't want to go stupid. I need something that's going to handle the towing capacity, but also be, you know, reasonable off-road, adjustable if I'm doing high-speed dirt work, or even just on the highway traveling and cruising. So we went with a fully adjustable 4.5-inch lift kit, okay, and some airbags from Airbag Man to help with that, you know, when I put some heavy ball weight on, like the barge, the monster barge, it's got 300 kilos of ball weight like that. Overall, I'm happy with the way its appearance. It's not only functional, but it also can deliver a really mean, tough look. Let's have a look inside the cab, because that's where you're going to see some real luxury in a truck. All right, the first thing you're going to notice about a truck like this, in the cab, it is an absolute behemoth of a cab. That is a massive space. I reckon if I took these seats out, I could put a double bed in here, no problem whatsoever. There we go, look at that. So it's all automatic. Now I've gone and put full display here with the iPad. We've gone and put one of those another Red Arc units in here so I can operate, again, everything in the back. It's got, you know, climate control, air conditioning. We've got our, you know, airbag controls here, which are all in the cabin, so I can adjust up and down. But I've really left the rest of it quite stock. And if you have a look at this is actually stock. So these are all my lights. I can control all the lights in this truck just by these overhead rocker switches, and they come already pre-wired in a fuse box. So all you got to do is just connect your lights in. So there's no doubt about it. It is a big truck, very comfortable to drive on the highway, and it can tow big gear. Last but not least is under the bonnet. Now, the numbers that have come out of this truck are insane. There's no doubt about it. They are the biggest in their class, the F250, when they come factory stock. Like, I mean, horsepower, you know, Newton meters of torque at the rear wheels, all that stuff, they are literally up here compared to anyone else in their class.
Hi, my name's Reese from G&L Motor Repairs. Myself and my brother own this workshop. We've been going for around about 16 years. We focus on performance diesel tuning and modifications, anywhere from the Japanese market right through to the US market. The F250 is probably the highest horsepower and torque output in a factory standard fuel or factory fueled and factory turbocharged application. So yes, they are the leader in horsepower and torque outputs out of the box.
Imagine what you do when you start winding that up. The numbers are insane.
Jace is rocking up today with the RAMEATER. We're going to first of all obviously put the truck on the dyno, get a baseline and a bit of data from the truck. We'll then pull the ECU and obviously start, the tuning process. The trans tune will be done near the end, okay, and that'll be obviously done through OBD2.
This is a hub dyno, so they actually take the wheels off and stick them onto the hub. So the numbers that we're going to see today will be hub numbers, and the numbers that I quote from this truck stock will be at the flywheel. So there's a little bit of difference there, but I'll give you a comparison compared to other 2500 series type vehicles, so other brands. So let's get her on the dyno and see what numbers we can pull out of this truck. The numbers that have come out of this truck are insane. 580 horsepower and 1,770 Newton meters of torque. See how this puppy goes. I want to test it in probably one of the harshest environments that you could test towing rigs in, and that's soft sand. Yeah, getting soft now. A soft sand usually sorts out any vehicle when it comes to towing on the beach. No worries. Yo, baby. Just churning it up, eh? That boat at the moment is probably about 4.5 tonne. Does look good though. Let's go freshwater. This is the track you don't turn around on. That's the real test. That's the real test today.